Is he bouncing for you? Yes! So I'm Pete Thorneycroft. I'm the animator and rigger on Phantom Brigade, which is a cinematic tactics turn-based game. Basically just mechs fighting each other. So I'm going to take you through the animation pipeline briefly. So this is the rig that I use for Phantom Brigade. It's based off the Advanced Skeleton third-party plugin for Maya. Gives you an awesome base rig to go off, but I just add extra little bits to make it a bit more user-friendly and more useful for this project. For example, like little controllers here, so I can offset the legs, which I found really useful in this game, to be able to animate that, just to add that extra bit of weight to it. I also add the ability to change guns on the fly and all these little bits and bobs. So once I've got my rig, I also animate in Maya as well using references. So let's get a little animation. Here is one of the animations. To make my life a lot easier, I create one animation of the unarmed one, and then I use that to drive my other animations, and then I create little edits to those so that they better suit the weapon type. So for example, here we got our shotgun mech, but under the hood this is actually being driven by the unarmed variant. That just means that I can change one animation, like if we need to make the walk slower, and that will propagate through to all the different weapon variants. When you're the only animator and rigger, you need to cut as many corners as you can. It just means that I can focus more on quality on a smaller set of animations and have to worry about maintaining because we're up to about 1,000 animations. Once I finish animating in Maya and then export that and bring that into Unity, I'll add it to the animator or animation tree. This animation tree basically tells the character which animation to play based on a different set of parameters given to it, which at runtime these will change, and that drives all these little flows to different states within it. So what we'll do is we'll just open up the game, we'll just play it a little bit just so I can walk you through what it looks like. Now in the game, we can see that this mech I've got selected is the he's got a shotgun or HMG, sorry, and that's classed as a heavy weapon. So you can see with these animation layers, I've got like a base layer. That's was talking about the unarmed version before, and then I've got my heavy version going over the top of that. That basically just overrides it. In some of these, that's got a sync, so that tells it basically just to use the flow from the base layer. Copy those, and in each one of these I've substituted out like the heavy versions. So we'll give him like some little orders. So he's going to be running, so I'll give him a little fire order so we can do a little bit of sliding. There we go. So as we go through this, I'll put it in slow motion. We can actually see as each state as they move flicks from one state to another. So if we go forward, we start. So we went from idle, and then we've gone to idle to run. So that's going from the idle pose, and then we're just starting to do our little run cycle. It's just a little transition. And then as you can see the progress as it goes through, and then based on different things, based on different parameters, it'll choose which one to go on next. And it's decided that we want to stay in running because we're not firing at anything at the moment, so running is the most appropriate thing to do. Then as we get closer to this attack order, it will tell it mech is attacking with right weapon. So what that will do is it will go into a run to slide animation next, which is like a transition, as you can see here, run to slide. From there, it will go from run to slide into sliding, and then from sliding, we'll do another transition, slide to run, and then back into run again, and then run to stop, and then we're back into our idle. Let's just quickly, you can see all this. You can see that I've got left foot and right foot forwards. That's to make the blending much smoother, less noticeable. Because the whole idea is to try and make it as if the viewer doesn't understand that there's lots of different animations driving this bit, and it's actually just one character moving around. I think that's it. So as a sneak peek for our artillery update, we're going to be introducing a new set of weapons. I call them excessive. They're massive, massive guns. So for these, I didn't actually do the usual workflow of reusing the unarmed version, just because to sell the weight that much more, actually split these out and create their own set of animations just to make it a little bit heavier than our usual one. As you see, this it's still a run cycle, but it just feels a little bit slower and a little bit heavier, even though it covers exactly the same distance as the other ones. Is that it? I don't know. It can't be. No. Yeah, so that's it. Hope you enjoyed my TED talk. Thank you for listening to me ramble about my job, and I hope you enjoy our future updates. Thank you very much.